Hi everyone, I'm Christopher, Mono County Library Director and co-host of the Oxygen Starved podcast. I'm back with another Book Talk Friday, where I'm going to tell you about a couple books you can get from your library collections with your library card. You know, I've chatted about children's books, I've chatted about thrillers, I've chatted about compelling nonfiction, so this week I thought I would talk about some great literary fiction options. Let's start with the new Afterlife by Julia Alvarez. This is Alvarez's first adult novel in about a decade and a half, and it is worth the wait. In it, Antonia Vega is a writer and an English professor who is retiring. She's meeting up with her husband to celebrate this when her husband unexpectedly dies, and this serves to unmoor Antonia for the rest of the book. In fact, it happens in the prologue. I'm not giving anything away. A lot of this story is introspective. Antonia is in her head ruminating about her husband, about what it means to be a writer now that she's retired, about how her imagination may be changing as she gets older, and also just how to deal with very big world issues that show up on her very small town doorstep. Antonia has 3 sisters. They're all in the same age group, mid to late 60s. She calls them the sisterhood, and this sisterhood brings all the usual skedaddle that a group of siblings would to their relationships at that point in their life. Everything from the ringtones that they set for each other, how they talk to and with each other about the others, and also worrying about the others. Especially the oldest. They're concerned that the oldest may be losing her faculties, and in fact she does go AWOL, which drives a good portion of the plot of this story. As you can see, it's a small book, it's a slim book. Typical of Alvarez, the writing is insightful, often humorous, and spare. I think Afterlife by Julia Alvarez is going to be a great book discussion pick. Now let's talk about the old. Atonement by Ian McEwan. Ian McEwan has been a best-selling author for decades. He's still at it. Machines Like Me came out just last year. You can get it from the library. I'm going to talk about Atonement that came out 2 decades ago, believe it or not. Many of you will recognize it from the popular movie adaptation. I'm here to tell you the movie was good, but the book was great. It takes place over basically 3 sections, and the first is at an English country house in which a 13-year-old girl with the imagination and budding talent of a writer witnesses a series of infractions. It's her testimony on those infractions that sets her older sister on the outs with her family and the young man that her older sister was growing attached to into prison. As happens often in books set in this time and place, the next dramatic sweep happens during World War II, adding gravitas and power to the narrative, a lot of drama there, and of course by then the young girl is older, she's more self-aware and aware of how the world works and begins to understand what atonement is, and perhaps she needs to atone with her sister and this young man. The final twist happens in the epilogue. It will leave the reader asking just how much power the author of a story can have over its unfolding when they know that their own imagination may be playing tricks on them. McEwan's writing sucks you in, and he treats the characters with grace and intimacy similar to Alvarez, despite the epic proportions of the setting. Both of these books have writers as central characters, and both of them deal with the sense of a theme of consequences from seemingly well-intended decisions. You can check these out from the library. You can contact your local library to check books out ahead of time and have them waiting for you for pickup. You can go to our website's online library menu and find ebooks, e-audiobooks, and streaming video that you can check out with your library card. In the meantime, stay safe and happy reading.